Hi guys, so this is a video about the equation of a circle with center 0, 0. So the first thing I want to just say is, trying to draw a circle here. So if I have a circle, so there's two words that you need to understand when you're talking about circles. So first one is radius and second one is diameter. So you might know what these mean already, but if you don't, then these are really important. So radius means, so the radius is the distance from the center. So if that's the center of that circle, the radius is the distance from the center to the outside, or to the circumference. So circumference is basically means the outside. So that's the radius there, that line that I've just drawn. So the radius is from the center to the outside of the circle. The diameter then goes through the middle. So I didn't draw that very well, but it basically cuts the circle in half. So that's the diameter, and that's the radius. So the diameter is twice the length of the radius. So if you knew what the radius was, you could times it by 2 and work out what the diameter is. So you need to understand that first of all anyway. So the equation of the circle with center 0, 0 and radius r is x squared plus y squared equals r squared. So this little formula here, this is the first one you need to understand about with circles. So x squared plus y squared equals r squared. So that's a general equation for any circle, right? What the example here then simply is, what is the equation of a circle with radius of 5 and center 0, 0? So because we have center 0, 0, we can just use this formula. So x squared plus y squared equals r squared. And then r will always obviously will stand for radius. So r always stands for radius. So because the radius is 5 in this example, I can just put in a 5 in for my radius. So therefore x squared plus y squared equals 5 squared. So I can simplify then, I can just do x squared plus y squared equals, and then I can square the 5. So 5 squared is 5 times 5, so it's 25. Or you could, if I just show you kind of on a graph what it means anyway. So if you look back at the question even, what is the equation of a circle with radius of 5 and center 0, 0? Well, the point 0, 0 is the one that's in the middle. So 0, 0. The radius then, like we said, the radius is from the center to the outside. So the outside of the circle has to go through that point there, because that's 5 away from the center. It also has to go through that point. It also has to go through that point, and it also has to go through that point in order for the radius to be 5. So the circle would look something like this. So that would be, and then this down here, this is the equation of a circle, of that circle. Right, so let's look at these two examples over here. Find the length of the radius of these circles. So this is like you're given, it's like you're given the answer from the first example, and you're almost asked to work backwards to find out what the radius is. So we know that the general equation of a circle is x squared plus y squared equals r squared, and then they're telling us that in this question, x squared plus y squared equals 8. So this is the equation of this circle. So we know that x squared is x squared, y squared is y squared, so therefore r squared has to equal 8. So we should be able to see that. We can almost read it off that r squared equals 8. So r squared equals 8. If r squared equals 8, then you just do the opposite of squaring. And you should know that the opposite of squaring is to square root. So r would equal the square root of 8. And if you put that into your calculator, that is square root of 8. It'll come up as 2 root 2. And if you press the SD button, it'll turn it into a decimal for you. But we can just leave it as 2 root 2. So by square root, what we mean is, if I had the square root of 25, you're trying to think of a number that times itself is 25. So that would be 5. So for 8, then there's no obvious one, so you have to put it into a calculator. So that's what square root means. And you need to remember square root is the opposite of squaring. So if you know what r squared is, then you do the square root and it finds out what r is. The second example then, so we have 9x squared plus 9y squared equals 16. So we have a little problem here because the general equation of a circle is x squared plus y squared equals r squared. So I can't really read off then what r squared is here because we don't have the same thing on the left, same things on the left hand side, because I have a 9 in front of my x squared and I have a 9 in front of my y squared. So what you need to do here is you need to do something to both sides of the equation that's going to make it so that I get just x squared plus y squared on the left hand side. So if I divide by 9 here, and then I must do the same to the other side. If I divide by 9, if I divide the 9x squared by 9, I just get x squared. If I divide the 9y squared by 9, I just get y squared. And then on this side, I just have 16 divided by 9, so I'll just leave it as 16 over 9. So all I've done there is I've divided both sides by 9. And now I have the general kind of equation, and it looks something similar to this up here, to what our equation is. So I can just read off then that r squared has to equal the 16 over 9. So if r squared equals 16 over 9, we do the same thing again. We go back and we do r equals, so it'll have to be the square root of 16 over 9. And if you put that into your calculator, or you can work it out, so square root of 16 would be 4, square root of 9 would be 3. So 4 over 3, or you might get 1.3 recurring if you put it into your calculator. Right, so here's two questions then. If you want to attempt these, and just pause the video now and attempt them, and then play it on, and I'll go through the answers. So the first one here anyway, if I just write down my general equation, so x squared plus y squared equals r squared. So because we have center 0, 0, that's the equation of the circle. So radius, it says that the radius is 11. Therefore, I can just do x squared plus y squared equals 11 and squared, because you have to square what r is. So x squared plus y squared equals 11 squared is 121. Right, second question then. So find the radius of the circle which has equation x squared plus y squared equals 49. Well, my general equation again is x squared plus y squared equals r squared. So therefore, because r squared is clearly 49 then, to find out what r is, I do square root of 49, which is 7. So final answer is 7.